This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Venice officials getting a closer look at some of the citywide building issues,
including a fire station that has a hole in the roof. As ABC7's Christopher Brantley tells us, an outside consultant has suggested a major overhaul.
Good evening. Fire Station 1 was built 40 years ago, and then the time that's elapsed between then and now, it hasn't had any major structural work done to it. So it's not all that much of a surprise that the building is falling apart.
The roof is beyond repair. We have water leaking into the facility. We've had mold issues, which we've had to remedy. We've also had some pests. We had rats.
Fire Station 1 has been limping along for years, but as much as city staff tries to fix the problems, more always come up. It's becoming clear the building can't handle the load.
And the response that they had back then is different than what we have today. We just closed out with almost 3,800 calls this past year.
A city-hired consultant was brought in to examine the building, and their results are being presented to City Council Tuesday.
The building there is just inadequate in so many ways and hasn't been maintained very well.
The suggestion is to knock the current building down and start again, but of course, that isn't cheap.
$5 million was our initial figure based on the square footage of building that is needed.
Just Monday morning, the fire chief was out surveying properties for a temporary station if the city goes forward with rebuilding.
We want to be able to make sure you don't change your response, that you don't impact your response and our response times.
Now, that report will go before City Council on Tuesday. It will be up to those elected officials to decide if or when this building gets replaced. In Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Christopher. The Florida Healthcare Association is prioritizing nursing homes for the 2018 legislative session. It's covering issues like generator requirements and increased Medicaid funding. Long-term care facilities have come under scrutiny about how they handle emergency situations after several deaths at a Broward County nursing home right after Hurricane Irma. The state and industry groups have been going back and forth in court over proposed state rules that would require nursing homes and assisted living facilities to have generators and fuel supplies on site to keep buildings cool during power outages. Some additional state funding may be needed to meet that generator requirement.
Our hope is that we can work, the governor and us together, and get to a place on the rule and resolve this through the rulemaking process. But if not, we will work with Democrats, Republicans, House, Senate, and try to get legislation.
During the upcoming session, which begins tomorrow, the Florida Healthcare Association will also be asking lawmakers for more money to care for Medicaid-funded residents and protection of the Certificate of Need process, which limits the overall number of nursing homes in Florida.
We're not the only ones dealing with colder temperatures lately. Wildlife is also dealing with Mother Nature's effects. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission say they've rescued about 600 cold-stunned sea turtles throughout the state. None of them were taken to Mote Marine Laboratory in Sarasota, but they are housing another group of sea turtles from a colder climate. A group of 10 turtles from New England are now being cared for at Mote Marine.
So every year, New England gets these cold stunning events, and they have hundreds of turtles that come in, and so sometimes they get overwhelmed. They can only handle so many. So once the animals are started in the rehab process, they offload some of them down to Florida to help relieve their efforts up there.
The turtles were brought to the Suncoast in banana boxes filled with heating pads to keep them warm.
Well, they're in good hands now. We know
Yes.
that at Mote Marine.
Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast this evening. Bob?
Yeah, and you speak of that, the sea life. This one photo sent to me from Captain Scott Moore, Manatee County. Some snook are showing up, unfortunately dead as a result of the cold, not the red tide, but the cold up in some of the canals in Manatee County. Water temperatures have dropped drastically over the past week now. Now with the sun shining, we're expecting to see a little bit more of that activity moving on in as far as warmer temperatures go. 71 right now. We have some clouds. The dew point is at 60. Winds are out of the east-southeast at 6. And the pressure is way up there at 30.06 inches and the humidity at 68%. We have a few showers over the panhandle associated with a low pressure area which is developing, and this area of low pressure will bring us some unsettled weather over the next 48 hours in terms of clouds. Now, when the cold fronts come from the west to the east, we don't cool down much. The ones that come from the north to the south are the ones that really get us, like we saw last week. So the front here itself will cool things down just a little bit. We'll talk more about that and how much rain chances will be increasing coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. The publisher of a controversial book on the White House is firing back today at President Trump, while the president's personal legal team is demanding Fire and Fury be taken off the shelves. ABC's Kenneth Moten has more from Washington.
President Trump and the White House on the attack against Fire and Fury.
The allegations and insinuations in this book, which are a pure work of fiction, are nothing but a pile of trash through and through.
Top Trump policy advisor Stephen Miller on CNN blasting the Michael Wolff book on the Trump administration. The president's personal legal team sending a cease and desist on publication. But the publisher is not backing down, saying the president's efforts to suppress the book are flagrantly unconstitutional. Former Trump chief strategist Steve Bannon is quoted suggesting in the book a 2016 Trump Tower meeting Donald Trump Jr. set up with Jared Kushner, Paul Manafort, and a Russian lawyer to get dirt on Hillary Clinton was treasonous and unpatriotic. Bannon did not deny the quotes, but said in a statement, Donald Trump Jr. is both a patriot and a good man. In the Russia investigation, will special counsel Robert Mueller interview Trump?
My guess is that his lawyers are going to offer to submit some sort of written statement, something that assures them that he didn't do anything wrong. That's not what Mueller wants.
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham on ABC's The View saying Mueller and his investigation need to be protected.
I don't think President Trump is going to fire Mr. Mueller. Let Mr. Mueller do his job, and Mr. Trump, our president, should focus on his day job.
President Trump has said he believes he will be treated fairly by the special counsel, and he and his team have been open in the Russia investigation. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
A Suncoast woman will now represent Florida Republicans at the national level. Kathleen King is Florida's new national committee woman for the Republican National Committee. She has served as the committee chairwoman in Manatee County for the Republican Party of Sarasota. King was elected on Saturday and replaces Sharon Day, who now serves as the ambassador to Costa Rica. Another successful woman may be making her way into politics. Oprah Winfrey's powerful speech at Sunday night's Golden Globes has people talking worldwide. Some are now wondering, was it a springboard for a presidential run in 2020? Two of Winfrey's close friends say that the former talk show host is, quote, actively thinking about a White House run. One of the friends say such talk has been going on for several months and that many of her closest confidants are urging her to run. But for now, Winfrey has yet to decide one way or another.
We've got plenty of time, right, to talk about that, and she has plenty of time to think about it as well. Still to come in your Suncoast News, the flu is spreading far and wide in California.
Pharmacies are running out of medication, and the death toll is already higher than previous years. How hospitals are handling all the chaos.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in a car accident, the state of Florida only gives you a specific amount of time to file a claim. So act now, give us a call.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere. everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
The flu virus got off to an early start this season and is showing no signs of letting up as flu cases are spiking across the country. Emergency rooms in some places are packed and triage tents are being set up to handle more flu patients. ABC's Danya Backus has more on this story.
Widespread flu activity has been reported in nearly every state. So far this season, the CDC says the number of confirmed cases in the U.S. is nearly 42,000.
I have been sick for like 7 days now.
Okay. In California, people like 48-year-old Sean Burrow are fighting for their lives, suffering with the nation's deadly flu crisis.
He was severely, critically ill and basically, knocking on death's door.
And just last week, 7-year-old Cisco Galvez died from complications from the virus.
I never expected it. He was very healthy.
The ER at UCLA's Medical Center in Santa Monica bringing in extra staff to help handle the influx of sick patients. The usual 140 patients a day is now up to 200. Some hospitals in Southern California are now using triage tents just for flu patients.
Influenza is here, it's severe, and we need to do whatever we can to prevent and minimize transmission.
Adding to the problem, some pharmacies are running out of Tamiflu, prescription medication that can help shorten and lessen flu symptoms. And when it comes to the flu vaccine, officials with the CDC estimate this year's vaccine is only 32% effective against the common H2N3 strain. Doctors still recommend getting one because they say it can help reduce the severity of symptoms. Although there have been nearly 42,000 reported cases of the flu, officials say we are still not in a flu epidemic. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, some clouds and showers gathering again across the lower Mississippi Valley associated with an area of low pressure, which is going to bring some different weather our way. Warmer weather, definitely. Today's highs were in the low 70s and expected to stay in the mid 70s for at least this work week. And then a slight chance for showers comes Tuesday and Wednesday as that low gets closer to us. And a better chance for rain comes Friday when an actual cold front will sweep through. And this cold front, good news, not nearly as strong as the last cold front, so it'll cool down just a little bit over the weekend. Well, interesting to note, this frontal boundary is still way back here, but there's a prefrontal trough that has generated some storms off to the west of us now. This looks rather ominous down to our south, advancing in our direction. However, if we see anything, 1 or 2 showers will come out of this. This is more military exercises going on, showing up as returns from their military shaft there, and we'll explain just a little bit. Low pressure area, you can see the spin right off the coast of Louisiana, south of Mobile, all heading off to the east, northeast. Very slow, so it's a cutoff low, meaning it's cut off from the main circulation, the upper levels of the atmosphere. So it's going to sit out here a while, and it may generate 1 or 2 storms our way, at least showers. on Tuesday and Wednesday. But I mentioned that military shaft. It just doesn't look like rain as far as this goes. You can see that stretching out to the east there, that elongated line of what appears to be rain, and then this moving rather rapidly off to the north right now, and then these showers pushing off what appears to be showers to the east, rather compact. And then you look at the satellite imagery, you don't see any clouds down there. All the clouds are gone, just some high-level cirrus clouds that have been moving on through, but nothing that would indicate rainfall, so thus that is a military shaft. 71 degrees right now. We have some upper-level clouds around to mostly cloudy skies up and down the area. Dew point is at 60. Winds are out of the east-southeast at 6, and the pressure 30.06 inches. The high today finally in the 70s. 73. Low this morning was pretty average too, so at least this day back to normal, but tomorrow above average. We're expecting temperatures, both the low and the high. No rainfall report so far for the month, 58 hundredths of an inch. That puts us about 41 hundredths an inch below average. Temperatures currently, hey, gets most everyone in the 70s right now. Finally, 69, that's not bad either in Inglewood. The Gulf water temperature now at 58 degrees, and we are anticipating the possibility of some patchy fog tonight, but other than that, we'll see partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies throughout the day on Tuesday. Now, the rain chance isn't all that high for a few passing showers that may move in. That'll be mainly into the midday as far as that goes. The National Satellite and Radar Imagery having some issues there, but temperatures aren't having issues today anyway. Much warmer, above freezing in Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, Toledo, Toronto, St. Louis, all into the 30s there. The nation's capital at 34 degrees. And 40 now in Atlanta, though, 61 in Dallas. And the highs for Friday will be once again above average in some cases. 41 in Chicago and Cleveland at 37 for boaters. Winds will be out of the east at 10 knots, and seas will run right around 2 feet tomorrow with a light chop in the bays and inland waters. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast for you. Well, a low tonight will be in the low 60s. High tomorrow, 75. 20% chance for a shower. Wednesday at 30% for just a passing shower or two. Then we warm into the mid-70s. We stay that way through Friday, and then the cold front comes through. Gives us a better chance for showers and a few storms on Friday afternoon and Friday night. And then we turn clear, dry out, and get breezy for the weekend. More on the weather coming up at 6. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Bob. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. There's some traffic for drivers heading into Palmetto on both bridges. There's also a stalled vehicle on US 41 in Manatee at First Street, and there's some traffic on I-75 heading northbound near University Parkway. Scott?
Thank you, Jacqueline. We're in the midst now of engagement season. It apparently is a thing. So now that the brides have the ring, what do they do now? Carrie Grace talked to a wedding expert to find out what the next steps should be for those planning a wedding.
Linens, color schemes, flowers. The options are endless. Wedding planning can be overwhelming, especially if you don't know where to start.
You need to find your venue, your key vendors, your wedding planner, your DJ, your photographer, your videographer, your cake, florals, catering. Those are your key things.
Jean McGreary owns After the Proposal, a wedding and event planning company. Her business partner, Marcel Lanou, is a DJ, and together they co-own Gulf Coast Event Professionals. Both have years of experience helping brides and grooms plan their big day.
You want to pick vendors who are professional, who are detail-oriented, who are experienced.
Prioritizing is key. Consider the most important aspect of the wedding first, like the venue.
We have a lot of venues here, but we're still limited, and you're going to be competing with 1,000 other brides for the same Saturday in May that's already been booked up for a year.
Then set a budget. There are so many weddings floating around the internet that it can be easy to get champagne ideas on a beer budget.
And the very first thing we do with our clients is we work out a budget for them so they know where their money is going.
As the planning begins, be realistic about whether or not you will need help. If so, consider enlisting the help of a planner or day of coordinator.
So if you have a wedding planner or coordinator, consultant, whatever you want to call us, we can guide you so the experience can be enjoyable.
Wow, so many things to do if you are planning for a wedding, and a lot of people got engaged over the holidays.
Good luck to them.
Yeah.
They have a lot of work ahead, don't they?
They certainly do.
Entertainment news is next.
It's time to go boating, but first, don't miss the 17th annual Charlotte County Boat Show, January 11th to the 14th at the Charlotte County Fairgrounds. Show admission is free and on-site parking is only $5. January 11th through the 14th. Visit GoBoatingFlorida.com for more information.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
It's time to go boating, but first, don't miss the 17th annual Charlotte County Boat Show, January 11th to the 14th at the Charlotte County Fairgrounds. Show admission is free and on-site parking is only $5. January 11th through the 14th. Visit goboatingflorida.com for more information.
Before the ball is kicked off at Super Bowl 52 next month, the national anthem will be performed by Pink. The NFL and NBC announcing the multiple Grammy Award-winning artist will open the big game on February 4th in Minneapolis. This will be the first time Pink has performed at a Super Bowl. She'll be joining music icons like Whitney Houston, Garth Brooks, Beyonce, as other artists who have performed the national anthem at the most watched game of the year. And Justin Timberlake is headlining the Super Bowl halftime show. This will mark his first time back since his involvement in Janet Jackson's controversial wardrobe malfunction at the 2004 game. And then about a month later, the singer is scheduled to start his 27-city world tour. It starts in Toronto on March 13th. Timberlake is scheduled to perform at Tampa's Amalie Arena on May 15th. Tickets go on sale January 16th for the general public. His upcoming album, Man of the Woods, is set to drop on February 2nd, 2 days before his scheduled Super Bowl performance.
Fans of Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and Dancing with the Stars are counting down until new episodes this spring. ABC unveiling its mid-season schedule today. American Idol premieres on ABC on March 11th and will air on Sundays and Mondays. A Grey's Anatomy spinoff will air on Thursdays starting on March 22nd. The final episodes of Scandal will also air on Thursdays, with the series finale airing on April 19th. The classic comedy Roseanne returns to the small screen with a 1-hour premiere on March 27th, and Dancing with the Stars returns on April 30th in an all-athletes edition, which I am certainly looking forward to.
They always do well on that show. Yeah. We'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.